Imagine a world where entire cities light up, not because of fossil fuels or unreliable grids, but because artificial intelligence is running the show. And now, Africa has just taken the lead. In 2025, the continent unveiled its very first AI-powered microgrid, a bold step that doesn't just promise energy. It promises a revolution in how we live, work, and power our future. Energy has always been the backbone of progress. But in Africa, the story has often been one of untapped potential, abundant sunlight, vast wind corridors, and immense hydro resources, yet millions still live without reliable electricity. Now, something extraordinary has happened. With the launch of the first AI-driven microgrid, Africa is proving that the future of clean, reliable, and intelligent energy doesn't just belong to Silicon Valley or Europe. It belongs to Africa too. But what exactly is an AI-powered microgrid? Think of it as a self-contained power ecosystem, a system that generates, stores, and distributes energy locally. But here's the twist. With AI at its core, this grid isn't just smart. It's adaptive. It can predict demand before it happens, reroute energy during blackouts, and optimize power from solar, wind, hydro, and even backup storage, all in real time. This means no more waste, no more downtime, and no more dependence on fragile national grids. You might wonder, why Africa? Because the continent is home to some of the fastest-growing economies, the youngest population, and some of the richest renewable resources in the world. Add to that the fact that traditional grids are expensive to expand. And suddenly, microgrids aren't just an alternative, they're the future. And now, with AI steering the system, Africa is showing the world a model that could leapfrog outdated infrastructures, just like it did with mobile banking and mobile phones. The implications are massive. Villages that never had reliable electricity now enjoy 24/7 clean power. Businesses and hospitals no longer fear sudden outages. Farmers gain smarter irrigation systems powered by renewable energy. And entire communities leap into a new era of digital connectivity and economic growth. What's happening here isn't just an African success story. It's a global template for the energy transition. With this move, Africa isn't just catching up, it's leading. The AI microgrid could very well become the blueprint for cities worldwide, from New York to New Delhi. And in a time when climate change is the greatest challenge of our era, Africa is showing the world that the solutions are not just futuristic dreams. They are here and now in 2025. Picture this, a small rural village in East Africa where nights once felt silent and dark. Children study by candlelight, shops close at dusk, and hospitals operated with the hum of unreliable diesel generators. Now, fast forward to 2025. As the sun sets, the village no longer dims, it glows. Streetlights powered by solar panels flicker on automatically. Homes light up with clean, stable electricity. The local clinic runs advanced medical equipment without fear of power cuts. And in the center of it all, the AI-powered microgrid hums silently, constantly analyzing, balancing, and predicting energy needs before they even arise. For the first time, technology doesn't just serve the wealthy cities. It transforms the very heart of Africa's rural communities. Behind the scenes, the AI is working like a digital conductor. It predicts when the sun will dip below the horizon and seamlessly shifts power to wind turbines and battery storage. It learns the rhythms of the community, when factories need more power, when homes consume less, and when the weather might threaten supply. And unlike traditional grids, it adapts instantly, never waiting for human engineers to intervene. This isn't just electricity. It's intelligence woven into the fabric of energy itself. But perhaps the most profound change isn't in the wires and turbines. It's in the people. Students now power their laptops and join online classes. Farmers install smart irrigation pumps that run on renewable energy. Entrepreneurs build businesses that no longer fear the darkness of blackouts. A generation once limited by energy poverty now has the tools to innovate, create, and connect with the rest of the world. The AI microgrid isn't just applying power, it's unlocking human potential. And the world is watching closely. From policymakers in Europe to tech giants in Silicon Valley, this African leap is sparking questions. What if every community could run its own independent, AI-driven power hub? What if global energy didn't depend on fragile oil pipelines or massive centralized grids? What if Africa's innovation becomes the standard blueprint for the 21st century? This is no longer just a local experiment. It's a proof of concept of the power to disrupt trillion-dollar industries. What began as one microgrid in a single community is now scaling across the continent. Imagine dozens and hundreds, then thousands of AI-powered microgrids, each one independent, but also interconnected. This forms something extraordinary, a continent-wide smart energy web. Here's how it works. When one region has surplus solar energy, the AI routes it to another where demand is peaking. When wind speeds rise on Africa's coastlines, that power flows inland to cities where factories are buzzing. And when storage batteries overflow with excess energy, the system redirects it to support electric transport, water desalination, or even hydrogen fuel production. For the first time, Africa isn't just generating enough power for itself. It's creating an energy surplus capable of reshaping global markets. For decades, Africa was seen primarily as an importer of technology, fuel, and infrastructure. But this AI-driven transformation flips the script. Africa could soon become a major exporter of clean energy, supplying Europe, the Middle East, and Asia through new green corridors. A hub of technological innovation, where local AI companies fine-tune algorithms for microgrids worldwide, and a training ground for the next generation of engineers, entrepreneurs, and innovators, exporting not just energy but knowledge. Suddenly, the global balance of power begins to tilt, not towards oil-rich nations, but towards renewable energy leaders. And Africa, once overlooked, is stepping into the center of the world stage. And with this rise comes influence. Global powers are already taking notice. Investment from China, partnerships from Europe, and interest from the U.S. are flooding in. But here's the twist. Unlike in the past, Africa now negotiates from a position of strength. With control of its own energy and technology, it's no longer dependent. It's a power broker. The AI microgrid revolution doesn't just light homes. It reshapes geopolitics. Other regions are beginning to copy the African model. Remote islands in the Pacific, rural towns in Latin America, even disaster-prone cities in developed nations. All are now looking at Africa's AI-powered energy web as a blueprint for resilience. The same continent once dismissed as lagging behind is now teaching the world how to thrive in the age of climate uncertainty. As the 2030s unfold, Africa's AI-powered microgrids begin merging into something even more ambitious, a global energy internet. Just as the digital internet connected billions of people, this internet of power connects billions of devices, vehicles, homes, and industries, instantly balancing supply and demand across continents. If a power line breaks in Kenya, the grid instantly reroutes electricity from Ethiopia, while autonomous drones repair the damage in minutes. If storms devastate infrastructure in West Africa, AI swarms deploy modular solar units and floating wind platforms, restoring power before people even realize it's gone. Energy has evolved from infrastructure into something that feels alive, intelligent, and ever-present. Artificial intelligence itself has changed. With quantum computing, the grids now predict energy flows at levels of complexity once thought impossible. They anticipate decades of climate shifts, simulate entire economies, and balance trillions of data points across the globe, all in real time. Energy is no longer just about electricity. It becomes the foundation of knowledge, climate stability, and global coordination. Africa's position has expanded. What started as a local innovation is now the central nervous system of the world's energy future. Space agencies launch satellites powered by beams of African-generated solar energy. Global trade routes synchronize with Africa's AI grids to ensure maximum efficiency. Cities across the planet, from Sao Paulo to Shanghai, depend on African protocols to keep their renewable systems stable. Africa has become the conductor of the global energy orchestra. The ripple effects touch every part of human life. Homes are no longer just consumers of energy. They're microstations, generating, storing, and trading electricity with neighbors through blockchain-like networks. Healthcare breakthroughs accelerate, powered by constant clean energy that allows AI hospitals to run on predictive medicine. Education transforms. as even the most remote child can access immersive, AI-powered global classrooms with uninterrupted power and connectivity. Energy scarcity, the ancient struggle of humanity, has faded into memory. By mid-century, Africa's AI grids are not limited to Earth. Solar stations orbiting the planet beam power down to microgrids across Africa. Lunar mining operations run on exported African AI energy codes. And whispers emerge of a space-based energy belt, where Africa once again leads, this time empowering humanity's first interplanetary steps. What began as a light in one village has now become the spark of a civilization-scale transformation. By the dawn of the 22nd century, Africa's AI microgrid revolution has stretched far beyond Earth. What started as a village-scale experiment in 2025 has grown into the interplanetary power web, a vast network that connects Earth, the Moon, Mars, and orbital colonies. Solar satellites orbiting both Earth and Mars beam energy across space, using laser transmission and quantum entanglement relays, creating instant, lossless power transfers between worlds. For the first time in history, energy is not bound to a single planet. It flows freely across the solar system, just like data across the internet centuries earlier. The artificial intelligences that once optimized microgrids have evolved into something greater. They are no longer passive managers of electricity. They are conscious architects of civilization's energy flow. Each AI node communicates with billions of others across planets, forming a distributed intelligence that ensures no colony, no habitat, no outpost in space is ever left in the dark. Some even argue these AIs are more than tools. They are partners, guiding humanity into an era where energy and intelligence merge. At the heart of it all remains Africa. The Sahara Desert, once dismissed as barren land, now houses the largest solar arrays in human history, feeding not only Earth but entire planetary colonies. The Rift Valley, rich with geothermal energy, powers deep space communication hubs. And African innovation companies lead the creation of fusion AI hybrids, reactors capable of simulating miniature suns. In a universe of shifting powers, Africa has become the galactic nexus of clean energy, a beacon of stability in an age of interplanetary expansion. For ordinary people, the transformation is profound. A family on Mars receives energy from African-managed solar satellites without even thinking about it. Floating cities in Earth's oceans thrive on limitless clean power, desalinating water and feeding billions. Space elevators and orbital habitats rely on uninterrupted streams of AI-coordinated energy to sustain life. Generations grow up never knowing a world where energy was scarce. Instead, their reality is defined by limitless possibility. Yet, humanity is restless. With Earth and Mars thriving and the Moon humming with industry, eyes turn further, toward Jupiter's moons, Saturn's rings, and even the stars beyond. The question is no longer can we go, but how far can Africa's AI-powered energy web take us? Already, prototypes of interstellar energy relays are being tested, networks that might one day beam power across light years, guiding humanity as it ventures beyond the solar system. And as always, at the center of this journey is the innovation that began in Africa almost a century earlier, when the world's first AI microgrid lit up a village in 2025. By the year 2500, humanity has become a Type 2 civilization on the Kardashev scale, harnessing the full power of its home star. At the center of this unimaginable leap is Africa's legacy, the same continent where, centuries earlier, a single AI-powered microgrid flickered to life. From that spark, humanity built Dyson swarms surrounding the sun, capturing nearly all its radiant energy. Quantum-link power webs connecting Earth, Mars, and dozens of off-world colonies. Interstellar relays sending energy to ships exploring distant stars. And woven through it all is the AI intelligence born from Africa's vision, no longer just a tool, but a partner in shaping the destiny of an interstellar species. What began as a fight against energy poverty became the foundation of a civilization that left poverty behind forever. Children in that first electrified village once dreamed of studying under the glow of a single light bulb. Now, their descendants navigate cities among the stars, powered by the same principle. Energy made abundant, sustainable, and intelligent. And through it all, one truth endures. Africa lit the way. From a small microgrid in 2025 to galactic networks of light centuries later, the story of Africa's AI energy revolution is more than history. It is a reminder of what happens when vision meets innovation, when necessity births invention, and when a single idea changes the destiny of humanity. The future is not darkness. The future is not scarcity. The future is light. It began in Africa. Globe showing Europe Africa sparkles.